pop up, basically confirming that the SNPCs/gang stalkers are bundles of C-frame data that seem to act independently. The SNPC then walks over to a bunch of buttons, each labeled with a letter from the alphabet along with space and delete buttons. After a few seconds, Spookface turns off his ESP so he can get a good look at what's about to occur. The SNPC wanders around for a bit before coming back and walking over inputs randomly, giving us several series of random text. Those being STUZLK, I'm not reading that, SPOTUVW, S, FedHistu, and Fetal. Running each of these through an anagram generator yields no results, with all of them not having any words that can be used with the same exact letters. And I tried running each one, as well as all of them combined, through code deciphers, as well as asking even ChatGPT to do the same thing for me, but I still got nothing. Maybe these codes, or rather random strings of text, are applicable somewhere else, but I couldn't find anything of any significance from what the SNPC typed out. Either way, the video is still important. It shows Spookface's mental state, how he's obviously starting to become extremely invested in this, going to the point of trying to communicate with the SNPCs. The description of the video states, "I've decided not to interact with them until they reveal themselves." So it's likely safe to assume that Spookface, despite the SNPC not showing a hint of reading comprehension, still believes that the sentient NPCs are capable of communication and are simply holding out on him. Either way, there's a lot to take away from this video going forward.
I want to think about cleaning off the bed sometime tonight. Not sure if you made progress or not.
You want to put that back up?
No, I mean, I will, but I don't want to. You want me to? I should probably close it being it's going to rain tomorrow.
The players in this video are very obviously bots. You can tell by the simple names and the numbers leading after their name, like I discussed at the start of the video. But I think something important to note is the shift from SNPCs and invisible gang stalkers to suddenly bots. Maybe something to take going forward is the fact that maybe the bots are gang stalkers as well. Or maybe the bots are also sentient NPCs. Maybe not all of them have to be invisible. Maybe some of them are hiding in plain sight.
Thanks.
Just close that window, Oreo.
Is he seriously going to?
Another big one. It starts off with Spookface just chilling in Survive a Plane Crash again, before the video hard cuts to the fucking ethereal plane. I'm not kidding. I don't have a semblance of a clue as to what this is, and if you guys do, I would be glad to
Love you
know.
too.
But I assume that it's some obscure sublayer of Roblox Studio where you can just look at visual representations of C-frame data, or maybe just the hitboxes of objects, because from what I can see, this definitely looks like the outline of the interior portion of Survive a Plane Crash. At this point, and I'm not saying I don't believe Mr. Spook, but it's really starting to seem to me like this is a load of schizo posting, because I don't really see any gang stalkers in this one. So, this one is probably the hardest for me to delve into, just for the simple fact that I have no idea how to interpret potential real people, other than the fact Spookface is just undergoing a complete mental breakdown and has started associating trees and something else along with himself as being people, potentially, of course. I'm not exactly sure what the nodes around the models are, but they do look extremely similar to the nodes of the Ethereum world from the previous video. Other than that, I've got nothing else other than let's just check out the next one.
Lose up to 20% of your body weight in less than a year. Schedule your consult at IreneHealth.com.
It's comfortable, it's affordable, it's comfortable. New Harry's Plus.
In this one, we're back on Survive a Plane Crash, and I'm just gonna say this now. This map has got to have some kind of significance that I'm not quite getting, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe Spookface just really likes Survive a Plane Crash. In this video, Spookface goes total psychosis mode and just starts hawking down a poor random, thinking that she's a gang stalker. Starts following her around with the message above reading "Found another one" as he follows the person around Survive a Plane Crash. The video intermittently cuts to the tree from video 8, getting progressively closer, and the person Spookface has been following calls him a creep. Then the video ends as Spookface reaches the tree, revealing that there's nothing there. I think all this video is meant to show is how this situation is just really starting to affect Spookface, and shows how he doesn't really know what's real anymore. Showing how he followed around a completely normal person thinking that they were bot meant for gang stalking him. Also, just like to point out how funny it is that in order to get footage for this, Spookface had to follow around a random person and listen to his response just for the video. Truly a man of his craft. Back to the ethereal plane again. I honestly don't have anything to say. I think it's apparent that, yeah, dude's obviously looking at some form of map data, but I'm not nearly qualified enough to engage at the specifics of what any of this is, so I'm not going to waste my time doing it. What I will say, though, is that the fact that Spookface is taking time out of his day to look deep into maps of random games in order to find gang stalkers to the point where what he's looking at is unrecognizable to the average Roblox player, kind of shows you the state that he's in.
Showcase the little SNPC.
I don't know what to make of it. We got one more. Let's fucking pound it out. Let's fucking finish this, motherfucker. On April 28th, Roblox developer Spookface begins noticing strange events occurring in his games. More specifically, he believes himself to be getting gang-stalked. By who or what at this time is unclear. Around 5 days later, he fully convinces himself that he's being watched. But only a day later does he prove to himself and his audience that he was actually right by utilizing ESP to view hitboxes or possibly the C-frame data of what appears to be an invisible player, who promptly falls through the map. That very same day, on May 3rd, he believes to have found sentience on Roblox. He explains that he used the C-frame data that was being left on old games Spookface visited, and basically put it inside of a model he created. The model then begins to interact with the 3D space around it, and also talks. On the same day, he observes yet another SNPC/gang stalker by observing C-frame data affect how an invisible model moves. So far, we know for a fact that Spookface is either being watched by somebody who is using SNPCs, controlled by constantly changing C-frame data, or his computer is possibly infected by something that causes these NPCs to generate in his games. On May 5th, he does a sentience check on one of the SNPCs, yielding little results. He believes the SNPCs are hiding their true capabilities. On the same day, he observes bots roaming around in an empty server with him. Spookface makes the connection that the bots in his game are the same SNPCs, once invisible, who have been stalking him over the past couple weeks. What is unknown is why the gang stalkers take on different forms, if we are to assume that the bots are a part of the operation in the first place. On May 6th, Spookface begins to delve into the map data, attempting to find any gang stalking ghosts there, but it seems as though this is a fruitless effort. A week later, on May 13th, we observe Spookface slowly losing his sense of reality as he follows around an innocent player who he believes to be one of the gang stalkers, showing his deteriorating mental state. 5 days ago, on May 22nd, he showcases a game he made containing the SNPCs that he has acquired, or at least copies of their data put in models. The reasoning as to why he made this is still unclear. Today, on May 27th, he releases the game. It is still unclear as to who, if anyone, is gang stalking this man. What I believe to be going on here is either some kind of computer virus which has injected sentient AI meant to observe Spookface to gather data, or new AI technology, not yet released by Roblox for the public to use in their games, has leaked out onto random individuals' systems, with the AI's intentions still being unknown. Alright, that's the video. I'm done. Spent all day working on that ish. I'm over it. I really appreciate it if you guys let me know if you kind of like the long form content or like the mystery content, like looking into like ARGs and myth stuff. Like, I would totally be down to do a video on Interloper. That would be sick if you guys want that. But if you want me to just stick to the clip compilations, I'm cool with that too. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making it. I think it's something really interesting. If anything comes out of it, I'll probably go back to it. If you guys want me to, I'll definitely go back to it. We'll just see if, see where it goes.
Can I ask you a little favor?
What?
If it does start raining really good, could you go downstairs occasionally and check for, rain?
Doesn't fucking make sense.
Huh?
I said that doesn't fucking make sense.
In our house, it makes perfect sense.
Have you ever looked
No,
for PCBs
it doesn't.
to buy
Check
on
the
the
infrared
website
for
before?
leaks. Put buckets under
Being
where it's
born in
leaking.
the early 2000s,
Hey,
So the floor doesn't get absolutely sopping wet. So that would probably be sopping wet before you even wake up. But
Pixar tends to make their movies with
Sweet Straight Punch and Twisted Game Boy dare to combine.
I fucking hate that.
Sweet and chewy outside,
In the last 3 years, a wave of channels has emerged with the sole purpose of telling a story
What?
through recordings of video games. These often play into some sort of nostalgia factor through focusing on early versions of the game in question, or presenting each episode of the series as if they were re-uploads from a never-deleted YouTube channel from years ago. I've talked about a few of these on my channel before, notably Brandon Works, a Roblox web series set at the tail end of the 2000s, surrounding a user named Ozolog who documents the loss of his online friend to a doomsday cult that believes they'll be reborn, by exploring his games that document his worsening situation. There's a lot of intrigue that comes with cryptic YouTube channels where something ominous is clearly going on beneath the surface. Today we're going to be analyzing the most interesting channels to come out of the emerging phenomenon of Minecraft ARGs. Something I should bring up is that I use the terms ARG and web series interchangeably. ARGs usually have elements outside of YouTube such as offsite links, downloads, or real-world clues, and web series are usually based solely around deciphering clues and unraveling a story found in YouTube
What are you
videos.
doing?
Minecraft's early versions were incredibly different. Despite sharing many core components with their modern counterparts, present day you'll find a village within your first night of exploring, all sorts of structures, new biomes, but in the beginning and during the first playthroughs of many older players, these aspects were replaced by a vapid world with a dreamlike terrain, only giving you 10 minutes to gather enough resources to survive the night that you couldn't skip. This, coupled with the addition of spooky music discs and eerie cave ambience less than a month apart, culminated in the creation of urban legends through the Minecraft forums at the tail end of July 2010. It started off as a small set of forum posts and YouTube videos playing into rumors of a set of white eyes lurking in the depths of dark caves, and over the next few months it evolved into the iconic character that is Herobrine. Not just supposed dead brother, a version of Steve with two blanked out eyes, a figure that stalks and tampers with your world, and a feature that Mojang just couldn't remove. I talked about the origin of the Herobrine myth, originally called White Eyes, in a video last August if you'd like to hear more specifics. The rise of the Herobrine myth coincided with the explosion in popularity that creepypastas as a whole had seen. Slenderman, Tellsdoll, Jeff the Killer, Smile Dog, etc. Adding onto it, back then the myth of a player lurking in single-player worlds suited Minecraft because of its calm, quiet emptiness by default. This made Minecraft a great fit for another addition to the rising trend of creepypastas and urban legends surrounding haunted games. This is where our first web series comes in. The Brief History is a YouTube channel that was created in November 2010. There are only 3 videos and the series was never finished. Very quickly, the influence of Marble Hornet's formatting and the Herobrine mythos become crystal clear. In the introduction video, a man named Hector explains that his friend introduced him to the game Minecraft, and as a result he started watching playthroughs of Minecraft on YouTube and learning about the game's history. After making an account on the Minecraft forums, Hector received a private message from a user named Herobrine, with no avatar or signature. The message contained a link to a bootleg Minecraft download simply called Minecraft.exe. Upon opening the game, it booted straight into the game and simultaneously opened a notepad file. The text file had a jumble of text with the phrase "uncover the history" hidden within it. Hector was confused about 2 things. It didn't show him a launcher like Minecraft usually would, and the version number supposedly displayed as 0.0.0_0. Later the same day, Hector uploaded the first of 2 entries. In the video, he describes his first experiences attempting to play this strange copy of Minecraft. He's greeted by jumbled splash text, and upon starting a world, it seems that there's already been activity in the world. After a minute and a half of exploring the world and gathering wood, Hector finds a cave. Upon attempting to enter the cave, Hector's game crashes. After, he says, "I don't know who dug that cave and left dirt. I think this patch has more to it." The video ends. There are 2 things that I should make note of. 1, the version doesn't say 0.0.0_0 at all, and 2, the cave seems to be like any other automatically generated cave. Entry 2 starts with Hector saying, "Warp. I didn't hesitate to restart my game, and I wish I did." Entering the world, he's back to the spawn point with the same amount of items that he had before. In front of Hector is a sign with laughter onomatopoeia written on it. Hector digs 1 block down and finds a cave with signs, redstone torches, and a portal to the recently added nether dimension. The sign tells Hector to turn back, but instead he walks further into the cave and enters the portal. The entering nether text is replaced by the stuttering text, "Your choice." Instead of the nether, Hector is placed in an inverted version of the overworld. He spawns on top of a hill and we can see things moving around in the distance, but it's unclear what they are. Though it's dark and pixelated, we can see that when he descends the hill, he finds a sign that says something along the lines of "Let's play a game." Hector's game crashes and he explains that he blacked out after recording. This is the end of the final entry. This series embodies every cringeworthy creepypasta cliche of the time, and it's funny to an extent watching this back 13 years later. To be fair, the series is very old. Ben Drowned Slenderman and Marble Hornets were relatively new, and the brief history even predates the Sonic.exe and NES Godzilla creepypastas. The brief history went majorly unnoticed, and it's not very good, but it's important because it's the earliest known example of a web series surrounding a haunted Minecraft world. Many web series follow this formula, which is understandable considering Herobrine was synonymous with the concept of horror in Minecraft. One of my personal favorite examples of this trope is Am I Alone, created in 2019. Am I Alone is a web series consisting of 4 videos documenting a player's run-in with an invisible entity, initially assumed to be a bug or an unfinished enemy. As you'll see throughout the video, tons of the emerging Minecraft